Hey, it's Tina. How are you? I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much. This is our first Facebook Live Q&A. And I know I'm a few minutes early. I'm just trying to make sure that we're all set up properly. And we're really, truly excited that you joined us. So let me tell you that today is Wednesday, June 21st, and the time is 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So even if you're not on Facebook Live, you will be able to see this Facebook Live on our YouTube channel, and you'll also be able to see it via our Facebook. So thanks again for joining us. Normally at this time we would be recording our monthly audio conference call, but we're doing things a little bit different. We want to experiment with Facebook Live. We hear from you that you love this format. And not only that, you can see us. You can see us and you can hear us. So I do hope that you'll like this exciting program today. So I am joined by Mark Germain. Mark is the CEO and founder of Beacon Wealth Management. And Mark started Beacon Wealth Management 15 years ago.
Yeah, 15 years ago.
Happy anniversary.
It's coming.
Yeah, so that's great. I also want to let you know that Mark is a certified financial planner. So he will be answering the questions and I will be asking them. So today we're going to be talking about Roth IRAs. And Mark, this is a really good topic for you. Not only that, you've been working with Roth IRAs and you've been also teaching in universities, and I know that you taught at FDU, and you are also chairman of Southern Connecticut State University School of Business. That's
right.
A lot to
That's
get
a mouthful. That's a mouthful for sure.
And that you've been working with Dean Durnan over there and the rest of the school, and you've been helping to grow that program, so congratulations. So in the spirit of education, that today I want to talk to you about Roth IRAs, because we hear the topic talked about a lot. I know a lot of our clients ask a lot of questions about Roth IRAs, and it gets very confusing. So before we do that, let me just take care of business, and I have to read this disclosure. So please remember that this broadcast is giving an opinion and is not blanket advice. So any performance numbers are historic. You must put your personal situation in perspective and speak to an investment professional. Ideally, someone that knows you and that understands you personally and knows your goals and objectives. Yep. Is that right, Mark?
That's absolute.
And why is that so important?
Well, I think just, as we start to talk about the Roth IRA and where you might actually be in investing it, you have to make sure that you invest it according to what your risk tolerance is, not by someone else's risk tolerance. So that becomes really important, that you make sure that you do it that way.
So do me a favor. Why don't you start out and why don't you tell us what exactly is a Roth IRA?
I think everyone knows that an IRA is an individual retirement account.
Mm-hmm.
The Roth IRA started about 20 years ago. I think very few people realize that it started that long ago. 2017, with the Tax Relief Act, Victor William Roth, who was from Delaware, Harvard grad, and really fought and championed for a number of things. One, less government spending, less government control, savings for people to be able to save, home ownership, and being able to be independent in retirement. And the Roth IRA started to serve that function, and it has truly become a cornerstone of people's savings programs because of the tax benefit that it actually affords to people.
So then what makes a Roth so special? I think you just alluded to it, and that is the tax benefit. Could you talk a little bit about that, because that's very vague? Sure.
I think the one thing to remember is that everything relative to a Roth is post-tax. Your 401k, your regular IRA may be pre-tax. You may put it away before you've paid tax on that income. So when the income comes out, it's always, every penny of it is going to be subject to tax. With the Roth, it's post-tax, which means you're going to put it in, you're going to save it after tax. But now comes the big advantage. If you follow the guidelines, all of the earnings on the money. So if you start at age 17 and you're still investing at age 71, you're going to have all of the earnings on that money, which is compounding and growing. You're going to have that money on a tax-free basis.
Okay, so let me stop you right there. Okay, so if I understand it, Roth, saving for retirement, tax-free. So the money that I use to open a Roth IRA account has already been, my Social Security came out, all of the deductions. So we're dealing with post-tax contributions.
That's correct.
Okay, good. Now, what about age restrictions? Because there are different restrictions depending on what type of retirement account that you're going to open. What exactly are the age restrictions of a Roth, and is that important?
I don't know that, thinking about the age restrictions, there really aren't that many age restrictions at all. As long as you're working, drawing an income that is being reported to the federal government, you're going to be able to make a Roth contribution.
Okay, so I have to be working. So
you have to have earned income.
Earned income, and earned income is money from a job.
That's correct.
Okay, can be any job, like
any job.
Okay, Sears
any
is
job.
across the street.
Any
now
job.
we've got that beautiful supermarket.
Any job.
What is that? Aldi. Aldi's now across the street.
You can be a waiter, busboy, bartender. You can be anything, and you can make a Roth contribution.
Okay.
And remember that, the big advantage here is you can always save money. You can always put in money in an investment account after taxes. That's what you do when you put it in your bank and you put it in a savings account. But the difference is when you make money on that money, you have to pay tax on it. Inside the Roth, follow the rules, no tax.
Okay, so you said a key word there, and that is the word inside. So now I have a job. I've got $5,000. I'm really pumped. I'm really excited. I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to start saving for retirement, and I'm going to do so in a Roth. What types of how do I start? Am I able to go like right downstairs to Chase and say, hi, I'd like to open a Roth? How do you actually get started? Where do you go? I get that question a lot, especially from young investors who want to invest for the first time. They know that they want to do the Roth, and yet nobody really knows where to go. So what do you suggest?
Right. I think the very first thing to remember is that the Roth is nothing more than the cart that holds the money. So it's not an investment by itself, it's just the container. So in order to get one of those containers, you can open, you can't see, and you can get a container basically anywhere you wish. So if you want to do it at Chase Manhattan Bank, or you want to do it at a online brokerage firm, or you want to go to your regular broker or your investment advisor, you can open a Roth IRA, which is going to be the container, and then we'll discuss how you make the investment decisions and what you actually can invest in inside the Roth.
Okay, so I can go to like TD Ameritrade, I could go to Fidelity, those types of places, and then open up a Roth IRA account. Okay. What about the investments inside a Roth IRA account? I know that if you have a 401k account that at work, you're limited by the types of investments that you can select. So what happens with a Roth? Is that the same?
The Roth virtually can invest almost any vehicle that you like, whether you like stocks, you like bonds, mutual funds, CDs, ETFs, or any combination of those. You can even do commodities, you can do real estate investment trusts, you can do just about any investment vehicle that you can acquire through a normal brokerage firm, you can actually put inside your Roth IRA. So we're now combining the ability to put money from the time you start making money, and you can contribute money way past the time that you're 71. So you can actually be contributing past the normal IRA or 401k opportunities, and you can continue to put it away, earn, not pay tax on the earnings, And in emergency situations or for education or for first home purchases, you can actually take money out of the Roth IRA, if you follow the guidelines,
Okay.
without tax.
So did I just hear you correctly? If you have a Roth IRA
Yes.
and I want to put that money on a down payment for a house, there's a penalty?
There's if you have had the Roth IRA for 5 years,
5 years,
you can take out not only the contributions that you've made,
which is the money you put in,
but also the earnings up to $10,000, and you can put it on your first home. So
Right.
those
Oh,
of
so
us
it's
who
gotta
have
be
had
first.
multiple homes aren't going to be
Okay.
able to use that advantage, but if it's your first home, you can do it. If it's for educational expenses,
Right.
there is no tax. If it is for emergency medical expenses, there is no tax.
Okay, so this is probably part of the reason then why, again, a lot of young people are drawn to it, because you've got that first home incentive. And
So when young people start thinking of savings,
Yeah.
we can say to them, do a Roth, because 5 years from today, if you want to take out up to $10,000 from that Roth IRA for a down payment, you can.
and if I'm hearing you correctly too, they could do a Roth and you could still have a 401k at work, right? You could do both?
That's correct.
Okay, because you're working, so again, it goes back to that earned income principle, right?
Well, you also have to be within the earned income limitations, which those are changing on a constant basis. So each year you check, if I make this much money, I may not be able to do a Roth contribution, but you're always able to roll from a regular IRA into a Roth.
Okay, so, and we're going to talk about that.
Yes.
So it sounds like too, you have to be clear, it sounds like most working people will qualify for a Roth. Still, you have to make sure that you're within the income limits. So you might want to talk to an accountant or a financial advisor, and even the custodian where you're doing the Roth.
Yeah.
Okay. So I do have a question, because you bring up a really important point, and that is about income limits,
Right.
because we hear that a lot with the Roth. So here, we did receive this question, and I'll read it. I am a high-income worker and earning over $250,000 a year, and I would like to do a Roth for my wife using the backdoor method. Are we still talking about Roths?
Yes, you
Okay.
just slip it in the back door, though.
Okay, so we're going to talk about what that is exactly. What would be the benefits of a Roth IRA going forward?
Wow.
I'll let you
so
answer
that's,
that.
So that's a lot of questions.
A lot.
Okay, the first part of the question is a backdoor Roth IRA, and let's explain what that is. So at $250,000, this income earner is over the amount that he's able to make or she's able to make a contribution to a Roth IRA. However, they are always eligible to make a non-deductible IRA contribution. So we make a non-deductible IRA contribution, and then we immediately take that non-deductible IRA contribution, roll it into a Roth IRA.
Okay.
Because the contribution was not deductible, there is no tax on the contribution amount.
I'll stop you right there for a second. Is that legal? Can you
100%
do that?
legal.
Okay.
I do it every year, and we suggest to many of our higher earning clients that it's a method to do it. If I could have all of my money in one container, I would want it in a Roth container. Very simply, is I can earn and take it out tax-free in the future and have the money compound on a tax-free basis. So the second part of the series of questions are, what are the benefits after I get it into the Roth? And we've talked about them. One, as long as you keep it there for 5 years, the money is going to continue to grow on a non-taxable basis. So when you take that money out, there is no tax on that. There is no required minimum distribution when you reach age 70 and a half, which if you have a regular IRA or you have a 401k, 403b, you're going to have to take minimum distributions after age 70 and a half, and all of that money is going to be subject to tax.
Okay, well, so let's just stop there. Let's just recap just for a second. Okay, so the Roth IRA, you're not required to take out that money in the same way with a traditional IRA.
That's correct.
Which is at 70 and a half, right?
That's correct.
Okay, great. And not only that, when I decide to take out that money, a lot of it has been growing tax-free.
Right.
Okay, great. So traditionally, you're going to be using that money for retirement, and so it's better actually that you're taking it out, it's tax-free. And not only that, I would expect that, and we see this with our clients, that you know how much money is there then, so you don't have to adjust it. So the pool of money is the pool of money that someone could actually use for retirement.
Right, and we didn't talk about the inheritance rights, we didn't talk about the passing it to beneficiaries. So you can pass this Roth IRA to beneficiaries with the same tax savings that you had and enjoyed while you had it. So if you haven't used the Roth, you can transfer it at death onto your beneficiaries, and they don't pay any tax on it when they start to withdraw the money. And remember, at that point in time, it's already been in existence 5 years, and all of those options of first home ownership, of being able to take it for education expenses, for emergency, medical, etc., all of those will be available to them.
Okay. Anything else that we should that we should know?
Well, that's a lot of information in a short period of time. We look at the Roth as being something that, what drives whether you want to make a Roth or a regular IRA, and it comes down to your tax bracket. If you had to make one versus the other, and you're in a high income tax bracket, you might want to make the tax deductible IRA. However, if what you're thinking of is long term and when you're going to be taking or not taking the money out, then the Roth is going to be much more attractive.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So thanks for that information. Boy, that was a lot. I think that we can, well, it's a good thing we're on Facebook, because we can actually record, rewatch the video over and over again.
Well, we could do a whole video on some of the different IRA distribution methodologies and all of the different things that go on with with IRAs and Roths as well.
So I guess that then we'll probably close with that and let everyone here on Facebook Live know that if you have any questions about Roth IRAs, again, very complicated topic. You're not supposed to get it all in one session. You can send us a message via Facebook Messenger, and I'll also give you 2 other ways, because this is going to be on YouTube as well. So you can call our office, 201-447-9500, and you can also send us an email, and Lynette Farina, LINETTE @BWMLLC.com. If you have any questions about Roth IRAs, she'll make sure that she gets that information to Mark, and then Mark, you can answer it on another, even privately too, so we won't give out anybody's names or confidential information, of course. So we hope that you enjoyed this new format. Again, we're just experimenting and seeing if we like the what our clients and what our community likes the best. But I do hope that you at least learned a little something, had a little fun with us, right?
That's great.
Okay. And so
well, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, everybody have a great Wednesday, and thanks again for tuning in, like Mark said, and hope to see you soon. Bye.